ambition and spiritual progress, 1. Okay. The experience which forms the basis for spiritual progress is gained during physical life by using the principles which the reincarnating ego acquires for each life. Okay, I think I must have said that already. Living a life without engaging the world is not an option. I've said that as well. For achieving any sort of progress, unless exceptional progress has been made in previous lives. And you can only know this yourself, that not engaging the world is really not an option for the vast majority of us. So ambition and desire come into play.
But if you meditate and you come back into the world, I think, you know, if you have periods of not engaging in the world, I think that's a really good thing.
Oh, that's quite right. No, inner work within your life. No, you can do inner work, a lot of inner work, and still engage the world. So I don't think that's a very positive thing.
Sorry, say that again.
Inner work. You can do inner work and fantastic amounts of inner work and still engage the world. And that's a very positive thing. And the benefits of that inner work will be carried forward to future lives.
I would say it's absolutely impossible not to engage in the world.
Well, you could be a hermit for a while, you know, and make yourself a better spiritual person.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, but a hermit is still in the world.
No, but some of the gurus that come from America, they've spent long decades meditating, and then they come out into the world and they help. They are far better for it, and they're able to engage with people and guide people.
Well, I would say even if you are a hermit, whatever it is that kind of engaging in the world.
Well, yes, everybody.
Because if you look at the whole world as being an illusion, as long as we're in it, we have to act whether we are hermit or not.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we're in the world, and the effect that we have on the world is immeasurable, whatever we do.
Exactly.
But by not engaging the world, I'm really saying not facing up to the challenges that your life presents to you, and taking a line of least resistance. And I say you can only know this yourself. I mean, okay, I may make the joke, the extreme case of staying in bed, yes, you're probably hiding away from the world. But I think we all do this, that there's times when we should have taken action, done things, engaged in things, and we haven't done so, either because we can't be bothered or it interfered with something else, and we didn't face the challenges that life presented to us. And I think that's what I mean by engaging the world.
I would say that when we are saying this and that and the other, then we are putting a judgment on that because she's lying in bed, she's not as active as the other one.
No, you can only know this yourself.
Yeah,
you can. I mean, there was a great writer who spent most of his time in bed, wasn't there, a couple of years ago? He was a famous writer. And he did it all from bed. But no, the idea that some people may achieve a great deal and not appear to be very particularly active, but somehow they have the ability to make things happen. I mean, Winston Churchill used to stay in bed till about 3 in the afternoon, didn't he, or something, and work from his bed. He definitely made things happen, you know. So yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not being judgmental about people who stay in bed.
I wonder if he enhanced his karma, or whether.
I think he did a lot of. I think his karma was probably affected by a lot of other things. In Churchill's case. Yes, right about Hitler, wrong about everything else. I think that's.
Yeah. Now, just a really advanced person who is enlightened, what he does in the world, he acts in the world, but he doesn't react.
Possibly true, yes. And ultimately, we will all ascend to that level. But most of us are at an intermediate level of development. I mean, I would say the people that come here have done work in previous lives. The fact that you come here suggests you've done work in previous lives.
You're finding excuses all the time.
Am I? Right. Well, okay. Okay, but you still have to. There are excuses.
Let's learn about how do we get there then.
Of coming to that. I've got that
How
on
do you
this.
get that?
I love
Yeah.
that. Act
But
and
it-
react. That's a beautiful phrase. That is.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
just it.
Well, there is an expression, isn't there? To be in the world but not of the world.
That's right,
To
yes.
them, that's to them,
Mm.
yes.
Mm.
You act, but you don't react. Be in the world and not of the world. That's the one.
Okay, I would say ambition must be regarded as an essential component in the spiritual progress equation.
A real picture.
Yes, of a labyrinth, yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes. That comes out a lot nicer on that than it does on this. It's much
You've
sharper.
done a lot of work on this, Dave, haven't you? All these photographs and things. Mm.
Yes, the photographs come out quite well,
He's
really.
been acting in the world.
Okay.
Hang on, let's go back and
Okay,
talk
sorry, I
about
jumped
that.
too far. Right, I would say that ambition is an essential component. That if it's inspired by the higher principles, and ambition can be inspired by the higher principles or by desire. And it's an essential component. I mean, if you decide to meditate every day to become more enlightened, that is ambitious, and it's probably, and it can't be always be sure, and inspired by the higher principles rather than by the desire principle. Although there may be an element of desire in there. Okay, Joe?
Or intention.
The higher principles provide spiritual inspiration rather than emotionally driven desire, rather than the emotionally driven desire of the desire principle. Sometimes both factors are in the equation. Okay, I've sort of said that anyway. Now, ambition can be applied to the aims of both inspiration from the higher and emotional. I don't know how we do this as higher and lower, really, because they're all
Inner.
about what?
They're all inner.
All inner, yeah, and or emotional desire. So your ambition can come from either, but it's probably preferable that it does come from the higher principles. But again, there's sort of desire to take in sick rabbits or something, whatever. You know, that might come from the emotional side, the desire principle, because you like rabbits.
But sometimes it's not. Sometimes you see a hurt animal and your instinct is to pick it up and care for it. Now that's not driven by desire, that's driven by a higher principle.
Compassion, yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The word inspiration comes from to breathe into, as though it's coming from a higher
That's
place.
right, yeah.
That's right.
I've used the word inspiration there, yeah.
Yeah.
For that reason. It indicates a higher level. Okay. Right, and I've said this phrase, ambition can't exist without desire. Yeah, there has to be a level of desire in there somewhere. Desire is a creative and motivating force. Without it, we couldn't deal with the world. I think without a level of desire, it's in the equation, we couldn't achieve anything, not even spiritual, or it's a motivating principle. We couldn't achieve anything.
Well, you
I
die
don't-
because desire makes you eat, makes you get up.
Yeah,
And
that's right. Yes,
find
it's
food.
you can't deal with the world without it.
I get the difference between ambition, although desire would be eat crap. Ambition would be I want to be a better, healthier human being. So I'll take
Yes,
a couple
that's
of
it. Once
examples.
you develop
You've got
an
both.
agenda, yeah. Once you develop an agenda in order to achieve something which you perceive is better, then you're on to ambition. You've gone beyond just desire. Yeah, that's
Right.
right.